Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today I'm taking a look at the special weapons upgrade set for Warhammer the Horus Heresy, which adds all the fancy fun guns for your tactical support squads, or your veteran squads, or your seeker squads, to the Legions Astartes. It's full of weapons that could exist in regular 40k too, so you get your plasma guns, melta guns, and flamers, and then some more Heresy specific guns like the Volkites, Calver and Carbine, yeah, Volkite Carbine, and of course the rotor cannon, my personal favorite, basically the minigun from Predator, which is so cool, the GE electric minigun. And so basically what I want to do today is a video showing off some of the new kits as they go on the Mark 6 Marines, which come in the starter set, but also examining, can you put these kits or these accessories on the existing Mark 4s and Mark 3s? And the answer, as always with kit bashing, is going to be yes with a little work. So let's take a look right now. Alright, so here it is, the Legions Astartes Special Weapons Upgrade Pack. And my two tactical support squads I painted up for my Raven Guard with the most Horus Heresy-ist of guns. So now you get two of these frames in the box. I used the complete one because obviously I've pillaged some of the stuff up here, but they're identical. And what you get in here is 5 of everything on each frame. So you get 5 rotor cannons, 5 Volkite calibers, 5 carbines, 5 melta guns, 5 flamers, and 5 plasma guns. Now, all these guns, all these squads, the minimum squad requirement used to be 10 in Horus Heresy for these tactical support squads. It's now 5 to 10, which is way better. It makes them way more flexible, actually, and very handy in the game. Now, they do not have, they have the support squad rule. They do have the support squad rule. They don't not have a rule, but that means that they don't count as your required troop choices. So you can't take them just as your whole troop army, but they do fill a troop selection, which means you could have lots of them. They've gone up in value quite a bit. Both of these fit my Raven Guard actually quite well, ironically, even though I just picked them more for aesthetic reasons than anything else, because they have 30-inch range, which means I can sit back and enjoy my 6+ shrouded from outside of 8 for being Raven Guard, and my infiltrate to get like good angles of fire. And these guys right here they used to be salvo, which was if you move you shoot one way, if you sit still you shoot another way. Now they have the just assault 4 and pinning, and they're still strength 3, but who cares? You're just chucking tons of dice at people. So this 5-man squad throws 20 dice, and these are still definitely great, strength 5, super fun. 30-inch range as well, so they can sit back and shoot with the culverins. But it's having like death ray guns and miniguns isn't something you get in 40k, so I felt like that was like the appropriate move for my Raven Guard. Now these fit perfectly on the Mark 6 Marines that come in the Age of Darkness starter set, so they're obviously designed with that compatibility in mind. But I went back and grabbed some frames from the Mark 4s. I'm going to pull this out so you can see it a little bit better. So the Mark 4 arms set is actually perfectly compatible on one side, because you can see here these have hands on them. Right, so you can have it on the bolter arm, and it's like absolutely compatible. Now the only downside is that they have gripping hands. This older frame of Marines, as well as it's actually the exact same in the Mark 3s. The Mark 3s, I couldn't actually find the legs and arm sprues to go with this, but you can see here from the bolters, they also have the hands attached. And I know for a fact they have the cupping hand on the same size because they're built almost the same as the Mark 4s. They have like a slight bit of extra posability by gripping the gun along the base. So the only little bit of extra work you probably want to do, you could just snip off the hands that are doing the cupping on here, like snip these guys off and try and align them with the guns. What I would do instead is I would actually just shave this part down, shave the hand off of the gun, and then use the gripping hands as normal, because then you don't have to try and worry about lining these up. Because the big problem will be if the angle of the interior arm and the exterior arm don't quite match the distance between the hands on here, because these are designed to go with the Mark 6 Marines. And even these ones, I had a little bit of trouble with lining the guns up. Sorry, I'm going close and far, so things are going out of focus. The distance between these wasn't absolutely perfect. It took some finagling sometimes to get them to line up. It's going to be far easier just to shave the hand off of these. The only ones I think you probably couldn't do that on are the rotor cannon. You could if you were really careful, but the rotor cannon's kind of like naked with just this like hand grip. You could maybe make a hand grip out of something there if you want to do it instead. But that's the only one that you might have a little bit of difficulty with. The rest of these you could just shave the hand off of and just sit it inside. There's tons of room in these gripping hands because the Mark IV bolters are so fat. There's tons of room to fit these inside. So That's what I would do if I wanted to make, you do, if you've got enough frames, these Mark 4s and Mark 3s, you can make special weapon squads anyways, because they all came with a melta gun, a flamer, and a plasma gun. But if you want to use the rotor cans and the Volkites and stuff like that, you could very easily shave these down to fit the other patterns of Marines. And I'm going to do exactly that so you guys can see it later on when I build like my Seeker squad and my Legion veteran squads, because I'm going to want to have them be in older Mark armor. So all the replacements in my Raven Guard will be in Mark 6, like the newer Marines, right? The tactical Marines, tactical support squads. But then all my Legion veterans, the guys who survived Isfahan or were like, you know, in the war basically before the massacre, before the drop site massacre, I'm going to do an older Mark pattern armor, so probably a lot of Mark 4 stuff. And I'll use some of these weapons on them just to show how it's done. So there you go. Can you fit these onto the Marines? Yes, obviously you can. A little bit of work. The backhand is actually the most important one, and that being loose, I think, saves you a bunch of time. But then the front hand is, you know, easy just to shave down and try and fit into that little like gap. So that's my take on these. I'm excited about them. They add some variety to the squads. Just having a million beakies with bolters isn't quite as exciting as having them with miniguns, which I'm super pumped for, and death rays that go whoosh or something. Or I imagine they make like the brrr noise that the ones in War of the Worlds make. That's what they sound like to me. Is I think a War of the Worlds like death ray. Maybe that's what I don't know, maybe that's what melta guns sound like. I can't tell, but I love that noise from War of the Worlds. So there it is, special weapons box. I'm excited about it. It's gonna add a bunch of value to a bunch of my armies. And you do get a ton of stuff on the frame. All right, so there you go. A look at the special weapon box and the Kratos. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and take a look at the new Demos pattern Rhino versus the old resin one, because I have the resin one in my Alpha Legion army. I'm gonna take a look at the new one in plastic, then I'm gonna paint it for my Raven Guards, and also the campaign I'm running, Repentance. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GFG reviews. Till then, I'm Ash. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.